The Protectors of the Wood Adventure Series, episode number 183. A lot to talk about. Abby, Sulay, and her father, Phoebe and Nico, were all talking inside the Phones and More store. Phoebe and Nico had just arrived and were hugging Abby and talking a blue streak.
Wait. I'm supposed to be at the preschool now, but I'll be at Sammy's with Sulay at 1. Let's all meet there.
2 other customers came in, and the group had to calm down and let Sulay's father shift his attention.
I'm not taking a lunch hour today, but I get off early tonight. The youth council is meeting in the toy store. I'll explain later, but we'll have plenty of time to talk around 8.
They followed each other out onto the sidewalk. Nico stood with Sulay. They waved to Abby and Phoebe, already speed-walking toward Bridge Avenue. Abby slowed down, remembering Phoebe's limp, and looked back for a glance at Sulay and Nico. As she expected, they were already deep in conversation. Abby was thinking,
They're certainly cooking something up.
In a moment, Phoebe and Abby were at the corner of Bridge Avenue and they embraced.
Phoebe, I've really missed you. So much, I can't tell you. We've got to talk alone.
Just what I've been thinking. We'll stay behind when the youth council meeting is over.
Yes, we need that.
Oh, by the way, Jeremy said to tell you he did the best he could. But it's probably still a pain for you.
Abby was instantly alarmed.
A pain? About what? The garden looks great.
Abby knew there must be some other issue.
I guess you didn't notice. I should have left this info till later, but now I have to tell you. Your cottage was broken into. Stuff all over the place. Jeremy saw the door open and tried to put it back together. He must have done a good job.
Abby didn't want to show any emotion.
Don't worry, my place looked fine.
They embraced again and parted. Abby jogged the rest of the way to the field and cut through the woods near Glenda's house to the spot where she'd hidden her bike, under the mountain laurel. She rode quickly up Grove Avenue, all the way to the wide, semicircular driveway of the Todd farmhouse. The blue truck was parked in front of the doorway. Glenda and Tiny were waving goodbye to Rose. They waited as Abby, sweating and breathing hard, rode up to them. The day had grown hot in the bright sun. Abby leaned the bike against the truck and hugged Tiny, and then Glenda.
Oh, how perfect. You're back, safe and sound. Can you come in tomorrow at 9? The children and parents are all asking for you.
Yes, I hope my papers are okay. Have they been approved?
No word yet, but that's not unusual. Bureaucracy, you know. Don't be discouraged. I'll call to bother them when I have a free moment. But now I'm needed inside. Our afternoon group is bigger than ever, now that summer is ending. I'll see you tomorrow.
Rose brushed off. Glenda studied Abby for a few seconds.
You look a little different, but in a good way. I guess you've come out of this crisis okay.
Thank God.
Crisis? There's a crisis? What is that?
Oh, you know, the storm at the church last Sunday.
Why has everyone been worried about Abby and not about other people, except Kayla? They worry about her.
What's up with Kayla?
Abby looked at Glenda, who said,
They thought she had the flu, but it was a light case, or maybe a stomach virus. Pretty bad on Sunday night. But she's better, and we're going to visit her now. Tiny will stay for a play date, and maybe I can stop by the churchyard and see you for a while. Would that be okay?
I'd love it. In an hour or a little more. I'm having lunch at Sammy's with Sulay and Nico.
Tiny seemed reluctant to leave and stood looking at Abby. In her thin, persistent voice, she asked,
Is there going to be a war? At dinner the other night, they were talking about a war. Someone said the world may come to an end. What does that mean?
Abby looked at Glenda for guidance, and Glenda shrugged and rolled her eyes.
I don't know what they were talking about. I'd have to ask them. We have problems, but I don't see a war. And right now, I agree with Glenda. It's important not to disappoint Kayla. That's a good thing you can do right now. One thing I'm sure of, if we have a good thing we can do, we should do it.
Tiny seemed satisfied with this answer and nodded. And so they were off in the blue truck, and Abby headed down the hill toward town. She decided to avoid the entrance to the churchyard and the possibility of reporters waiting for her at the gate, so she rode all the way to Main Street and crossed over past Sulay's store again and took a left on Stable Lane. In half a block, she reached the soccer field behind the toy store and the coffee shop. Customers were having lunch at the outdoor tables, and the back door was open. Abby leaned her bike against the wall of the store. Nico spotted her and waved her over to a booth with him and Sulay. Abby joined them and waved to Stephanie, who was bringing sandwiches to the lunchtime crowd. Stephanie called to Sammy, and he came out from behind the counter and walked over to welcome Abby. Shannon, Stephanie's partner for the day, joined them with hugs and hellos at the back of the store.
Am I happy to be home?
Hey there, kiddo! We're still hoping you'll come back to work. But Shannon here and her friend Jasmine have picked up the slack, so we'll survive these crowds. It's been a busy week. We're popular.
Nico had joined them and asked,
What about a job for me? You always pick the girls.
Now look, Nico, we've discussed this before. No job without working papers. It's that simple. Yes, we've got plenty of work now, but in a couple of weeks, you'll all start school. We already have to schedule around your soccer practices. You'll have weekend games. That said, get your working papers in order, and we'll fit you in where we can. Talk to Shannon's father. He'll be at the church tonight. He'll help you get it done. Hey, more customers. Gotta get back to work.
Sammy shrugged helplessly, as if he were frustrated at every turn. But Abby knew he was enjoying every minute. The last few months had made him feel 10 years younger.
Hey, what'll it be, folks?
He loved the new burst of energy in Middletown. In a moment, the workers were all back at their posts, and Nico, Abby, and Sulay looked at each other, realizing that they had suddenly become a team of sorts. Nico looked at Abby and spoke in a low voice.
There's a lot to tell you, a lot to talk about.
Sulay nodded.
Let's hurry. It's our job to bring Abby up to speed. You want to start?
Something's happening, or just can't you see? Didn't used to feel like this to be me, 'cause we're living. No use to put me back on the shelf, 'cause I can move all by myself, 'cause we're living. Ready, set, let's go. It's happening right here, my friend. Now, don't you know we're really something just to be? We are coming down the line, whenever that may be, when we are right on time. We're really something you just gotta see. Hey! You don't wanna buy this toy jack. You might want your money back, 'cause we're living. We're not for sales of today. We got a lot to live and we're on our way, 'cause we're living. Ready, set, let's go. It's happening right here, my friend. Now, don't you know we're really something just to be? We are coming down the line, whenever that may be, well, we are right on time. We're really something you just gotta see. Give it, let's go. Where we come from, we don't know. Just join in and here we go, 'cause we're living. Trillions of living things are everywhere around. Our lives are all planted deep into the sacred ground. There's everything to love and everything to fear. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. And nature lives here.